May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. Be blessed by the divine. May we be guided by the grace of the Guru. Divine invocation. The primordial divinity rose up truly and became life as an atom. Atoms combined by clash, union, and action, and accordingly molecules multiplied as different millions of universe. The cognizance became action, became man who grasped justice and ethics. By understanding this, let us serve and be happy. Invocation of Guru's blessing. Obeisance to you, O my Guru gracious. It's you who only initiated me in Kundalini Yoga by the petals of touch of a finger at the point between my eyebrows, so that enabling me to feel the pulsation of my life force. You also restretched my health and thought pattern by guiding me right up to the threshold of liberation. Obeisance to you, O my Guru gracious. I owe my all to you. Purification of the surroundings. The atmosphere around us is purified by the divine power. The atmosphere around us is purified by the divine power. The atmosphere around us is purified by the divine power. Purification of the self. The divine energy descends upon us and we are all being purified and blessed. The divine energy descends upon us and we are all being purified and blessed. The divine energy descends upon us and we are all being purified and blessed. Divine protection. The divine power may protect us, guide us, and help us in all our activities at all times and in all places. Salutation to the mother, salutation to the father, and salutation to the Guru Vedatri Maharshi. Meditation, divine state meditation. Let us start the meditation. Let us expand our mind and merge it with the boundless eternal space. The eternal space is worshipped as Brahman, God, nature, and the Almighty power. Let us remain in this expanded state and meditate. The primordial state, which is the basis for all the manifestations in the universe, is characterized by the four qualities of pluralum, force, consciousness, and time. Self-compressive pressure force is one of the qualities of the primordial state. Due to the action of the self-compressive pressure force, the primordial state is fragmented into tiny dust particles that are too small for the eyes or the sensory organs to perceive. These dust particles are called as the Parmanu or formative dust. In English, they are called as ether. Each of the dust particles occurs a spinning motion on account of the self-compressive pressure force of the divine state. The divine state, the force behind each of the particles, also makes the particles to spin. As a result of this, the particles transform into the all-powerful magnetism. The self-compressive force of the divine state that surrounds the formative dust pushes them together to form clusters. These clusters become the infinitesimal energy particles, also known as atoms or the Akash. As each of the energy particles and atoms that are formed through an association of the dust particles are in a state of constant rotation, they tend to keep the other particles or atoms at a distance. On account of this repulsive force, the atoms or particles do not merge with each other. They acquire the natural quality of rotating independently. In spite of this, the self-compressive force of the divine state forces the atoms closer together, whereupon they become the Panchabhutas or the five states of matter, depending on the density of their association. Everything in the universe, from the tiny atoms to the vast celestial bodies, is the result of an association of the Panchabhutas. The magnetism produced as a result of the dissolution of the energy particles in the atoms that circulate within the body of the organism produced a vortex which is known as the genetic center. This genetic center, located in the middle of the body, is the soul, and the organism that contains this imperceptible soul is a living thing. When the magnetism that surrounds the living creature undergoes transformation into pressure, sound, light, taste, smell, the biomagnetism in the genetic center of the living being also undergoes a similar transformation into pressure, sound, light, taste, and smell to become the five divine state. The sensory organs of skin, tongue, nose, eyes, and ears are formed as a result of the transformation undergone by the biomagnetism when it exited from the genetic center through the surface of the body. Mind is the magnetic wave that cognizes the perceptions of the individual sense organs. The changes undergone by the genetic center as a result of the sensory perceptions become its qualities. Even though the body of the organism perishes with the death, the genetic center and its qualities do not perish. The transformation which resulted in the advent of tiny organisms continued in the form of further evolutionary changes to become a variety of life forms with the increasing number of sense organs we see in the world today. In this knowledge comes the understanding that the almighty primordial state itself has undergone a transformation from the level of the formative dust to man through various stages of qualities and scales. Man is the ultimate form of the transformation, standing above the other animals in knowledge and qualities. When the question, "Who am I?" arises in the mind of man, the answer to that would be the long history of the transformation of the divine state and the ultimate realization that I am the divine state. With this understanding, we bring the meditation to a close. And this meditation is practiced every day without fail. The truth about the divine state having undergone transformation to manifest as the universe, as well as the self, will be ingrained in us in the form of an inner vision. This inner vision enables us to see the entire universe filled with magnetism, the same magnetism that also functions as the mind and is linked to the entire universe and all the living things, which even though functioning as individual genetic centers, forms a single unit connected together through the universal consciousness, just as the ocean forms the base for the millions of waves that arise from it. Such visions elevate the human mind from the petty level of attachment to the religion, politics, or personal possessions to blossom into the finer feelings, love and compassion. This is perfection. This is the history of the divine. Auto-suggestion. By the grace of the divine, we may enjoy good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. By the grace of the divine, we may enjoy good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. By the grace of the divine, we may enjoy good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. Blessings. Bless the life partner. Bless the children. Bless the brothers and sisters. Bless close relatives and friends. Bless colleagues and those associated with us in day-to-day affairs. Bless the enemies and miscreants with kindness. Bless Vedatriyam propounded by Guru Vedatriya Maharishi. Bless the World Community Service Center. Bless the Temple of Consciousness at Avaliyar. Bless the Meditation Center. Twofold path of virtue. I, in my lifetime, will not cause any harm to anybody, either physically or mentally. I will render all possible help to those who are suffering. I, in my lifetime, will not cause any harm to anybody, either physically or mentally. I will render all possible help to those who are suffering. I, in my lifetime, will not cause any harm to anybody, either physically or mentally. I will render all possible help to those who are suffering. The whole world may enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. Blessing the world leaders. May all the responsible world leaders understand the dignity of self and attain self-realization. May all of them unite and form a powerful one-world government to protect the borders of all the countries of the world. May all people thereby live without fear of enmity and war, performing their respective duties. May all enjoy the bliss of everlasting peace and happiness thereby. The whole world may enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. Rain blessing. May there be the rainfall in adequate strength so that rivers and lakes and tanks and wells are filled to the brim. May people live in prosperity through ennoblement of character. May there be the rainfall in adequate strength so that rivers and lakes and tanks and wells are filled to the brim. May people live in prosperity through ennoblement of character. May there be the rainfall in adequate strength so that rivers, lakes, and tanks and wells are filled to the brim. May people live in prosperity through ennoblement of character. The whole world may enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace.